Question 46. A student in a science class prepared flashcards so that they could quiz one another about the arrangement of the periodic table. One of the flashcards contained information about two elements, element L and element M. Alright guys, so we already know that we're probably going to try and figure out what these unknown elements are. Okay, so let's look at the flashcard and see what clues it gives us. It says atoms of element M have 2 more valence electrons than atoms of element L. So M has 2 plus 2 valence electrons. Okay, so we got that. Atoms of element L are more reactive. L, less electrons. Less valence, electrons means it's going to be less reactive. And that makes total sense. Remember when we learned about valence electrons and how they affect those elements in a particular group? We said that valence atoms always want how many? Atoms want 8 valence electrons. So the number 8 is great. Anything below that makes them very reactive. And the smaller number they have, the more reactive they are. So for example, the ones in group 1, here on the periodic table, group 1, these whole guys right here, right, they have 1A, meaning 1 valence electron, meaning they're the most reactive. And who do they react with? They come over here and react with those that have 7A, and they're the most reactive. Nonmetals, because they have 7 valence electrons and all they need is 1. The other guys have 1, they need 7. So these guys are a pretty good match. If they bond, they end up with 8. Okay. So let's look back at our question. It says the student has to use the information on the flashcard to determine the positions of the elements. Of the two elements, we want to know their possible positions on the periodic table. Which periodic table has the elements placed in the location that match the information on the card? Oh, we forgot to read last thing. Both are metals. Very important to us. They're both metals. And we know that metals are on the left of the stair step. So we're going to have to look at those, because over on this other side we have our non-metals. So this is going to be our focus on this side of the stair step. All right, let's look at these, M and L, and if we compare this to the finding to the periodic table, we'll see that this is group 18, 17, 16. So group 16, 6A, have 6 valence electrons, but we said they were all metals, and here's our dividing line right here. This is a non-metal. So if it's in group 16, it's not going to be a group that we're looking for. So we are going to say that right off the bat, answer choice F cannot be correct because of the location on the periodic table. This is a non-metal. All right. Okay. Now let's go to the next one. G shows both of the unknown elements in the same column or in the same group. Let's look at that group for a second. So it's showing us this element, and it's showing us one below that, this element. That would be these two. They are both metals, so that's good. They're both metals. Okay, and now it gave us the clue that one has 2 more valence electrons than the other. Well, guess what? If you are in the same group together, you share the number of valence electrons. All of these have 2 valence electrons because it says 2A. So this cannot be right. They have the same number of valence electrons, so that's not going to work. Alright, let's look at number H. Okay, number H, we have one element here, which is group 1, and we know that group 1 has 1A, meaning one valence electron. Now let's go and see if we can find M. M is going to be in, let's see, this is 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Okay, it's going to be in group 18, right here. In group 13, and group 13 has 3A, meaning they have 3 valence electrons. Alright, so let's look and see if it qualifies as a metal. We're in 13. It's 1, 2, the third one down. 1, 2, 3, gallium. Yes, gallium is a metal. It's a transition metal, but it's a metal, guys. So, remember, anything to this side of the stair step and not touching the stair step except for aluminum, all metals. So this one is a metal, and it has 3 valence electrons. And our clue was, so they're both metals. The clue that we were given is that, let's see, M has 2 more valence electrons compared to L. Is that correct? Well, M has 3 valence electrons, and L has 1 valence electron. 1 plus 2 equals 3. This one would work out really good because it touches all the clues we've been given. Okay, let's look at the last one. Let's just make sure we got this. So here we're looking at the last one. Unknown M is in group 1 with 1 valence electron. Unknown L is in group 2 with 2 valence electrons. So this one right here has just 1 more valence electron, so that is not going to cut it. We were told it has 2, so that is going to be incorrect. Not to mention M had 2 more, so it's just incorrect. So our answer choice is going to be H.